Hello and welcome. You're watching Goa365 News Now. I'm your anchor Manish Parab, and as always, I'm here to bring you the stories shaping Goa, India and the world. Let's take a quick look at the top headlines tonight.
Tragedy at Sri Venkateshwara Temple in Andhra Pradesh. At least 9 devotees killed, several injured as stampede mass sacred gathering. Tanzania election sparks turmoil. President Hassan's claimed landslide victory met with fraud allegations, internet blackouts and street protests. Opposition claims at least 700 protesters dead.
And we begin with the top story for the day. A sacred day turned into a tragedy in Andhra Pradesh's Srikakulam district. What began as a spiritual gathering at the Sri Venkateshwara Swami temple ended in chaos, leaving 9 devotees dead and several injured. Questions are now being raised over safety measures and crowd management at one of the region's busiest temples.
At least 9 devotees were killed and several others injured in a tragic incident at Sri Venkateshwara Swami temple in Kasibuga, Palasa Mandal of Srikakulam district on Saturday morning. The stampede occurred during heavy rush on the occasion of Kartika Ekadashi, a sacred day in the Hindu calendar that draws thousands of devotees to temples across Andhra Pradesh. According to police reports, 7 people died at the temple site, while 2 succumbed to injuries later at the hospital. Around 15 others were injured, including 15 women devotees from the Uddanam area. 2 remain in critical condition at the Kasibuga Government Hospital. Srikakulam Superintendent of Police KV Maheshwara Reddy clarified that the tragedy was triggered when a railing collapsed, causing panic among devotees. It is not a stampede per se. 9 devotees have been killed and 2 are battling with severe injuries after they fell from a wall connected to the railing. The devotees attempted to escape in panic after the iron railing was damaged, he said. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he was pained by the incident and announced ex gratia compensation of Rs 2 lakh each to the families of the deceased and Rs 50,000 to the injured from the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. According to Endowments Minister Annam Ramanarayan Reddy, the temple, built privately by Hari Mukunda Panda on 12 acres of personal land, has a capacity of only 2,000 to 3,000 people, but over 25,000 devotees reportedly gathered on the auspicious day. Arrangements were made accordingly, nor was the government informed about the expected turnout. This led to the unfortunate incident, the minister said. A control room has been set up by the Srikakulam District Collectorate to respond to queries and coordinate rescue operations. Several local residents and fellow devotees assisted in the rescue, performing CPR on unconscious victims before ambulances arrived. The incident adds to a string of crowd tragedies across India in 2025. In September, 41 people died in a stampede at actor-turned-politician Vijay's campaign rally in Tamil Nadu. Earlier in June, a festival in Odisha saw 3 fatalities after a sudden crowd surge, while in May, at least 6 people were killed in a stampede in Goa's Shirgaon. In January, 30 people lost their lives in a crush at the Mahakumbh Mela in Prayagraj. District authorities have launched an inquiry into the incident, focusing on crowd management lapses, safety violations, and the temple's private administration. Meanwhile, prayers and mourning ceremonies are being held across the district for the deceased devotees. Lindsay Menezes and Arun Naik for Goa365.
Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan has claimed a landslide re-election, but celebrations are overshadowed by protests, internet blackouts and claims of fraud. Opposition groups allege deadly crackdowns while the government insists peace prevails. International observers urge transparency as questions grow over the state of democracy in the East African nation.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan has been declared the winner of Tanzania's presidential election, securing another 5-year term with about 98% of the vote according to the country's electoral commission. The result extends the decades-long rule of the Chama cha Mapinduzi party, which has never lost an election since independence. Hassan, Tanzania's first female president, first took office in 2021 following the death of John Magufuli. The announcement came amid widespread unrest and allegations of election fraud. International observers and rights groups expressed deep concern over the transparency of the polls and the scale of the violence, which has reportedly left hundreds dead and many more injured. Opposition parties including Chadama and ACT Wazalendo accused the government of suppressing dissent and excluding major challenges through legal and technical restrictions. Protests erupted across the country, particularly in Dar es Salaam and Mwanza, as demonstrators tore down posters, clashed with police and attacked polling stations. Security forces responded with tear gas and live ammunition. The government imposed a nationwide internet shutdown and extended a curfew to quell the unrest. Opposition figures claimed that around 700 people had been killed, though the United Nations cited credible reports of at least 10 deaths, and Amnesty International estimated about 100. Authorities dismissed the reports as exaggerated. Foreign Minister Mahmoud Kombo Tabit described the violence as isolated incidents, insisting that security forces acted decisively to restore order. The army chief, Jacob Mukunda, condemned the destruction of public and private property during the protests, calling the acts criminal offences. In Zanzibar, which elects its own president, incumbent CCM leader Hussein Mwinyi reportedly won nearly 80% of the vote. The opposition there also alleged massive fraud. The situation remains tense, with hospitals overwhelmed and journalists struggling to verify casualty figures due to the internet blackout. Rights organizations including Amnesty International and the United Nations had warned for months about a pattern of repression in Tanzania. Reports of enforced disappearances, arbitrary arrests and killings of opposition members emerged ahead of the vote. Government officials rejected these accusations, maintaining that the election was free and fair. Despite the controversy, Hassan's sweeping victory consolidates CCM's dominance in Tanzanian politics. However, the scale of unrest and the exclusion of major opposition candidates have raised serious questions about the state of democracy in the country. Lindsay Menezes and Musaif Shaikh for Goa365.
We'll be back in just a moment with more updates. Don't go anywhere. You're watching News Now on Goa365. Welcome back. After months of controversy and courtroom battles, Inter-Kashi will finally get their hands on the I-League 2024-25 trophy on Saturday in Bambolim. The ceremony, coming after a legal tussle involving Churchill Brothers, the AIFF and the Court of Arbitration for Sport, will officially close one of Indian football's most chaotic title sagas.
Inter-Kashi will be formally presented the I-League 2024-25 Championship Trophy following the Super Cup match against Jamshedpur FC at the GMC Stadium, Bambolim on Saturday. The long-delayed ceremony follows a ruling by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which overturned an earlier AIFF Appeals Committee decision that had docked Inter-Kashi 4 points and declared Churchill Brothers the champions. However, the saga is far from over. The Court of Arbitration for Sport issued an operative order in September declaring Inter-Kashi as champions, but its final detailed order is yet to be released. Churchill Brothers, who insist the original trophy handed to them in April remains in their possession, have expressed shock over the AIFF's decision to conduct another presentation. The club has stated its intent to challenge the Court of Arbitration for Sport ruling before the Swiss Federal Tribunal once the final order is issued.
आज इंटर-काशी की जनवाई अदा देंगे जगत में अंतेगा डुप्लीकेट की ट्रॉफी दस डुप्लीकेट ते आई लीग जीवन ओरिजिनल ट्रॉफी मुकोड्या सगळ्या लोकांक चोयला जे आमी ती ट्रॉफी जिखल्याय ती प्रेसान चोयला आनी सगळ्या लोकांक चोयला जेन्ना आमी ती ट्रॉफी जिखल्याय आमकां फेडरेशनाचो सेक्रेटरी येवन दिल्ली सोन ट्रॉफी हाडली ही सेम ट्रॉफी हाडूं ना ज्या गेम्याचे सेम ट्रॉफी हाडना पूण जेन्ना आमी जिखील म्हणटकच फेडरेशनाचो सेक्रेटरी येयलो दिल्ली सोन फ्लायटान आनी जे दिसा आमी आमगेले हें कोताले सेलिब्रेशन कोताले रीलांत सेलिब्रेशन जातकूच सेक्रेटरी ती ट्रॉफी सगळ्या लोकांची प्रेसाची घेतली तुमचं चलो आसतलें आतां 1 to 40 पॉयंटां तर गेलो जाय तो 40 पॉयंट मुको आहाय आनी तटणे तेंगे आहाय कोण वळखता 40 वळखल ना रे सगळ्या कडेन आमी विनींग आहाय मरे सगळ्या कडेन म्हणजे हुंयच्यान तूं कॅल्क्युलेट केलें जाल्यार हांव विनर आहा फुटबॉल हे भाशेन जातात न्हू लोक आतां आडचोरत रावता फुटबॉल येवपाक पूण ते दिसाक जे दिसा आमी आनी पळयता कशें खेळटाय ते दिसा 10,000 मायज लोक जाता आनी त्या लोकांक सगळ्यांक चल मरे आमी जिखिल्ले सगळे खबर आहा आमी जिखले
अशें जाल्यार गोंयकारांची मनां मोडटली अशें दिसना तुका
गोंयकारां मन मोळ्या आतां चल आनी पयलो तेजेर बद्दल सालुकार खेळाय जाय तूं स्टेडियम पॅक जातलो तिकेट म्हणा ते आमी डेपो खेळटा जाल्यार स्टेडियम पॅक जालो तेदोण फुटबॉल म्हणटा न्हू सारको स्ट्रेट डायरेक्ट फुटबॉल चलतालो आतां कितें चलयता तें खबर ना म्हाका आनी आमी इतलो फुटबॉलाक पयस घालून कितें फायदो जालो दिसता तुका आमकां आतां मुगे फुटबॉलाक पयस घालप कित्याक तेन्ना हिंदी पळय म्हणटा आख्खे हुंचेक तरी आमी हिंदी तरी स्टेडी गेलो जाय फुटबॉल रगता आहा मनशाचेर तूं कलकत्ता वच महाराष्ट्र वच कर्नाटका वच केरला वच गोंय खंय वच फुटबॉल आमगे रगता पूण आज आमगेलो फुटबॉल वर्ल्ड कपाक क्वॉलिफाय जावपाक वचना कारण कित्याक हे भाशेन तें फिक्सिंग जाता आतां एक सेलेक्शन काडया न्हू सेलेक्शन काडटा आसतना फिक्सिंग सेलेक्शन काडटा न्हू सारकें काणाय आज तूं सेलेक्शन काडा एक बाबा गेल्यार कोणाकडे गोंयचें सेलेक्शन काडलें गोंयाक ती पयलीं आनी ती खंयची गेम पिड्या जाले फेडरेशनाक कोणा कडेन ते गेमीक आमी 5, 10, 15 मारताले ते गेमीक पिड्या जाले पूण आज एक सेलेक्शन पासून काडाय तें तरी सारकें काणाय त्या प्लेयराक फुटबॉल मुखार वयता कितें मरे
supporters there to each and every one and to each and every Indian footballer. Today, if you go to see, everyone is just making it's become a mockery of football. And the way things are going, and again they're going to give a trophy. Again, it is going to come up. Standard 2 has gone down. So I request EIFF to rectify the mistake. Don't go do another blunder. And wait till the court order comes.
It's a big blunder.
This is going to get people who are really running the team out of passion and love. Their whole love is going to move away from football if this continues. I know the whole corporate world is working against us because we are the only family-run club. We know what hardships we are going through to run this club, and that is not being liked by all these corporates, I guess. And that's why they are trying to push us away.
The final award comes, then there's a 30-day period to go to the Swiss tribunal. So that is the answer. So I don't know how the federation has given the trophy to Interkaji. Even if they had to give, they cannot take this trophy back as per CAS.
By using the federation.
Ramesh Naik Raut, Manish Parab and Muzaif Sheikh for Goa365.
In Mandrem, AAP leaders are raising the alarm as the road from Vaidongar Parsem to Tuem remains in shambles. Despite local complaints, the road is still unsafe, prompting calls for urgent action from authorities before the situation worsens.
Following AAP's BJP Burak campaign and letters to the Chief Minister, the CM reportedly ordered all roads to be repaired within 15 days, according to AAP. Yet, Parsem streets remain neglected. Mandrem AAP leaders have renewed their demands, insisting officials must honor their promises and restore the roads without further delay.
फाटल्या दिसांनी तुम्ही ऐकलेच आसतले आम्ही बीजेपीचे बुराक ही कॅम्पेन सुरू केली आणि तेजे वरसून आम्ही 1 लाखा वरसून सिग्नेचर कॅम्पेन केल्या उपरांत पत्रकां आहा ती सीएमाच्या ऑफिसान दिली व्हरून आणि त्या वेळार सीएमान कितें सांगलेले की 15 दिसा भितर सगळे रस्ते परत निवळ करून दितले जे खड्डे आहा ते बुजोवन दितले म्हणून पण म्हाका दिसता हांव जसो आतां मतदारसंघान आसा आनी हांव हे पळयता की हांगासर वायडोंगराचे जे रस्ते आहा पळय यांचे खड्डे पयशे जाल्यार तुमकां दिसतना हांगा रस्तो खंय आहा पळय तो म्हाका तुमी जस्ट सांगचें एका रस्तो म्हणटा काय एका खड्डे म्हणटा पळय तो प्रत्येक जण हांगासून पास जाता पूण कोणाकूच अशें दिसना की ह्या रस्त्या बद्दल आपल्या आमदाराक या पंचांक सरपंचांक सांगचें की बाबा हे रस्ते करून दिवचे म्हणून म्हाजी अशीच मागणी आसा सरकारा कडेन खास करून सीएमा कडेन की जे तेंच्यांनी उतार दिलेले की 15 दिसां भितर जे ते रस्ते करून दितले म्हणून मांद्रे मतदारसंघात अजून पासून एकूय रस्तो अजून करून घेवंक ना हां हे मतदारसंघ कित्याक फाटी दवरला तेंच्यांनी रस्ते करपा खातीर ते म्हाका कळना पळोवंक वयशें जाल्यार पारशा मांद्रे आख्खे मतदारसंघान रस्ते तशेचे तशे आसा सगळ्याक खड्डे पडलेले आहा एक विनंती करता नम्र विनंती आहा लोकल लेवलाच्या लिडरांनी तशेंच आमदारांनी आमचे सांगचे हां सीएमान जे सांगला की 15 दिसांनी करतले ते खंयचे 15 दीस हे विचारून घेवन तेजेर मातशें थोडेफार काम करचें हां आतां हे मदल्या पडलेल्या पावसान तुमकां दिसता ह्या खड्ड्यांनी उदक भरला पळयात हांगा रस्तो खंय दिसता तुम्ही लक्ष दिवन पळयात ह्या रस्त्यांक उदकूच दिसता फक्त रस्तोच दिसना
आज हे माद्रे मतदारसंघात जे होणे पडले ते चेअरमॅन सांगलेले 15 दिसात सारखे करून दिता म्हणून काम चालला ते रस्तो रूंद करपाचे आमकां जाय ते रस्त्याक होणे पडलेले ते सारखे करून दिवपाचे आता तेचेर कोण लक्षात दिना ना आणि त्यांचे काम ते रस्तो रुंदीकरणाचेर चल्ले तर त्यांच्यान बेगिनात बेगीन हे होणे सारखे करून भरून दिवपाचे ॲक्सिडंट वाढत असतात आता सुद्धा आम्ही हांगा येयले आता ॲक्सिडंट जाता आता वाटावले आम्ही सुद्धा वाटावले तेतून
संदीप कामुलकर, Gautami Gaukar and Muzaif Sheikh for Goa365.
We'll be back in just a moment with more updates. Don't go anywhere. You're watching News Now on Goa365. And lastly, for the weather, turns out November didn't get the dry season memo. Goa is rolling in this month with clouds, puddles and a little drama in the skies. Goa is back on green alert, which means nothing too scary. Just a few good old-fashioned showers to keep the dust down and the coconut trees happy. Here's the full forecast.
A low pressure system hanging over Gangetic West Bengal and another swirling near the northeast Arabian Sea are still sending a few rain bands our way. But here's the good news. Both are losing strength, so Goa skies will stay moody, not menacing. Across the state, expect moderate rainfall in both North and South Goa. Dharbandora could see heavier downpours, while areas like Ponda, Pernem, Dabolim, Mapsa, Panjim and Mormugao will get moderate spells. Sangam, just a little drizzle to keep things cool. The last 24 hours brought light to moderate rain at most places, with Mormugao clocking the highest temperature at 29.4 degrees Celsius and also the coolest at 24.2 degrees Celsius. That's coastal living for you. For tomorrow, expect around 31 degrees Celsius by day and 24 degrees Celsius at night with a few passing showers. If you're heading out, keep an eye on puddles and power lines. Visibility may drop during heavier spells and some roads could turn into mini swimming pools. So drive slow and maybe skip that white outfit for the day. The good news for the fishing community, no warnings out at sea. The waters may stay a little rough, but it's all clear for now. Tourists though might want to enjoy that sea view from the beach shack instead of testing the waves. A few trees may topple and low-lying areas could see short-term flooding, especially during intense bursts of rain. Keep phones charged, stay indoors if the lightning show starts, and remember, monsoon habits still apply even in November. By midweek, the skies should start clearing up, giving us that perfect post-rain sparkle. Till then, it's umbrellas on standby and a cup of chai in hand. Goa's November is off to a wet but wonderful start. Goa back to green alert. Moderate rain likely till November 7. Heavy rain forecast for Dharbandora. Light showers very likely in Sangam. Warmer days, cooler nights ahead. No warnings for fishermen. Maximum and minimum temperature on Sunday 31 degrees Celsius and 24 degrees Celsius. Bureau Report Goa 365 with inputs from IMD.
That's all from me, Manish Parab, and the entire News Now team here at Goa 365. We'll be back tomorrow with more stories that matter. For in-depth reports and exclusive coverage, visit our website at www.goa365.tv, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at @Goa365TV. Stay informed, stay safe, and we'll see you again at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow right here on Goa 365.